Hello. This video I am looking at some locks I got in the mail today. They have traveled a very long way from the UK to Virginia, USA. And they're from NIGBEE, Lock Bothering. And he sent me a cool little set here with some cool stickers. And I do like these these stickers here. They're cool. My wife wants me to give her one of them, so I will let her have one. But yeah, we got a Yale padlock. This is one of the ones he got recently in a big set of locks. A big set of a lot of older antique locks. And I thought it was cool. He mentioned that you could repin them. I've never repinned anything like this, but I did look on YouTube, and Lock Noob has a video showing how to take these apart, which is good because had I not seen his video, I watched it after I saw this. I was like, okay, how can I repin this? I would not have figured it out very easily. I probably would have broken something trying to figure it out. So I think that's cool. I'm going to look for... That might end up becoming a weekend project, seeing if I can repin this guy over the weekend. Also got a Wink House lock here. That keyway looks like it'll be a pain to me. I think of these three, that keyway is the most intimidating to me. I don't know if it will be or not, but that's my my impression. I don't see Wink House locks in the United States ever. I don't see Martindale locks in the United States ever either. There's one guy at one of the tool meetings that went to Europe, and he got a bunch of locks and he's brought them. So I have seen one in person before, but this is definitely not something that's around. And we have a Martindale lockout tagout lock here. And I notice here on the side, I can see the color here too. I'm curious, this might be the one that says he was asking where all the clicks come from. So this should be an interesting one to pick as well. So that should be fun. Yeah, and I haven't tried any of them yet, but I figured I would try this guy first, because I think this might be a weekend project one. That might be something to give a shot. Here you can see the key. Yeah, so I think we got 6 pens. It does say on here, it looks like LM LTD. And then if I look on the side here, at first I was wondering, what are these? It looks like something was starting to get stamped here, but didn't quite make it. And I'm wondering if it was the LM. You can see that the stamp there is faded, and a good bit of this is faded over the years. So I'm suspicious that that is also LM LTD that was stamped there, since there was the other stamping to match them up. On the sides here, you can see that this key doesn't go to this lock, but they can match up here. I did see from NIGBEE's video, it looks like the retaining bars or the locking bars or retaining pawls are spring loaded, so I believe that you could shim this. Yeah, let's see which tension tool will be best. We'll start big. Okay, that fits in there. And then I don't know, we'll try the lowest one first. Oops, excuse me. Alrighty. Sorry, that took much longer than I planned. But yeah, we got that guy open. Nice. Cool. Sorry, I'm just looking inside there. Yeah. Very cool. Alright, I'm just curious, just because that took me longer than I liked. Let's just give it a real quick, just for curiosity's sake. Let's see how well it holds up here. Yeah, we'll do it there. Okay. So I should have raked it. Oh yeah. Alright. Cool. Well, I think there's a very good chance I'm gonna try to take this apart. Hopefully I figure if I try to knock these pins out, I am gonna scuff it up some, but it looks pretty old and like it's been beat up a little bit, so maybe if I scratch it a little, then I'll just consider like taking the Dremel and like a buffing wheel and trying to clean it up, So I'll try to clean up more than just the one pin, and see, just sort of see what happens and what it comes out like. Yeah, and hopefully with the videos online, I'll be able to get this apart and repin it. Well, thank you very much, and thank you, NIGBEE. I am looking forward to giving these guys a shot as well here in the future. Thank you. Cool. Hello. So here you can see I've got the Yale padlock from NIGBEE all disassembled, thanks to the video from Lock Noob. I would have definitely broken this. I'm trying to figure it out on my own, I think. So I've got all the parts out. I think I did it okay. I don't think I broke anything. I think I'm good to go there. Don't think I scratched anything up too bad. And you can see I grabbed some new pins because I was starting to repin it for this key that went in here. And then I realized, and you can see that this had a lot of master keying, which is definitely a little embarrassing for how long it took me to get that thing open. It is what it is. I did realize after the fact that I probably should have been sticking with the tension at the top. I noticed that there's when I played around with it a bit more, I realized that the tension on the bottom I was catching on the housing sometimes, but that's not the point. The point is that with all these master keys, master keying, I can actually use the original pins and file down the key heights so that it either hits this or the master key for all of these. So I've got sort of two options here. I can either not file the key down, keep the key original, and I can use these these new pins and repin it, or I can file the key down and I can use the original pins in it. And either way, I'm going to keep the original pins, but I'm not sure at the moment which I want to do. Do I want to have the lock with the original pins and file the key down, or do I want to not file the key down, keep the key original, and go ahead and just put these new pins in it and save the old ones for later? I'm on the fence at the moment. I'm debating it in my head, so I'm going to sleep on it and think about it and maybe clean these pieces up a little bit more before I make a decision. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's a cool lock. Definitely a cool lock. So when I was cleaning it, I got a little carried away, and I ended up getting this super polished brass finish look to it. I don't love it, and I'd kind of like to get a little bit more patina back. I just got got a little carried away. So I'm trying this method of using some vinegar and salt. Hopefully add a little bit of tarnish, and I'm hoping to get sort of a dark brown look, kind of like you see on the inside here, to return to the parts that are now polished, and just darken it up a little bit so it's not quite so shiny and contrasty. Supposedly I can just let it sit in a container with vinegar and salt. And supposedly that should add some tarnish. And I don't know. I've heard a couple hours. I've heard 6 or 8 hours or 24 hours. I guess we just wait and see how well it looks. We can ask the 8-ball here. Is it gonna work? Fingers crossed. Yes. Cool. Sounds good. So it's a little steamy here. 1 second. But you can see that I was using the tray there, and it was working, but it was going slow. So I tried a pressure cooker, and this wasn't on there very long, maybe half an hour or so. Had some very massive results. So I'm gonna clean those off and see how that came out. Hello. So welcome back. So as you can see, that did tarnish them up pretty quick, so it got rid of that mirror polish I had on them and brought back some of the old tarnish look, which I am happy about. So you can see here that this plug must be made of a slightly different metal. It looks very coppery, and I think I read that brass was a combination of copper and zinc, so perhaps this is just a stronger copper content, because even though these were placed in the same areas the same amount of time as far as like getting a finish, the plug has slightly less patina and more of a copper look than the housing. So I'm just assuming that this is made of a different metal and it doesn't have to do with the structure of it. And so I've done everything I think I'm going to do at this point. I've had some parts soaking in isopropyl alcohol. These are all clean. I'm not modifying them in any way. I'm just going to throw them in. I've got my key cut now for these pens for the Master King there. I think I did a decent job. I don't know if you can see, but I don't think I messed it up or anything like that. I think it came out okay. It's a real deep cut before the end there, but I think it'll work just fine. I think the slope's okay. Yeah, so I'm going to start getting it put back together, and I'm probably going to like fast forward it because I think it might take me a little while to do. The other thing I'll show you that I thought was interesting was look at these master, what are these called? So these aren't driver pens, but they're these master pens for master penning. They have holes in them, and almost every single one of them has a hole in them. Of all of them, only the front one didn't have a hole in it, which is also interesting. I'm curious if somebody else took this lock apart at some point or not. I just don't know. Yeah, but I'm going to start putting things back together. And I haven't put it back together before, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully nothing terrible. Second driver in. Hello, Stella. How you doing? Do you want to say hello to the camera? See, that's not why you're coming over here. Oh, you don't want to see Stella? Hello, Stella. Oh, so want some attention. Not right now, Doji. Here we are. Yeah, not too shabby. Oop, there we go. Oh, yeah. Little catch in there on the plug. I'm not sure, maybe I should have followed one of those pins a little lower, but not too bad. I'm not actually sure that's the plug and not the pawls. But I think that came out pretty good there. The copper definitely stands out for the pins. I didn't put them in there longer. I could have put them in there slightly longer with the vinegar and the pressure cooker. But I was concerned if it got too weak, it might damage the pins. And I don't want to recreate the pins in any way. So that's why I was like, you know, it's going to be slightly different color, but I'm not going to have to remake them or something like that, which I think, I'm just not 100% sure how easy or hard that would be. Yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Well, that brings us to the end of our journey, our adventure with this guy right now. Kind of tempted to give it another attempt picking it real quick. I'm just going to rake it real quick after our last excitement there. Go. Now, based off what I saw before, the bottom of the plug's catching. There we go. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Well, thank you for watching.